How's it going? It's Insomniattak here, and I'm wanting to bring you some news as I am making this commentary. The Street Fighter 25th anniversary tournament has ended, and it was a long road to get there, and it was really exciting, you know, following along, watching all the major tournaments happening, seeing who would qualify for each of their respective games to make it to the grand finals in San Francisco. And it was really, really exciting. I made sure that I was like prepared for it. I got up as early as possible. Unfortunately, I missed a little bit of the ST. So what I wanted to do in this commentary, I wanted to kind of go over the tournament itself, some really major upsets, and some news that happened that was announced during this tournament. And so yeah, let's just start. So first of all, Super Turbo, or HDR, but they made it old school classic mode. That game is insane. ST is probably one of the fastest fighting games out there, even today. It's crazy, like the random damage, how fast throws are, how the fact that it's just hard to even combo, because jump-ins don't create a lot of hit stun. You can, like, say if somebody jumps in even with like a roundhouse on you, if it's not like extremely deep, or if it's, you know, something, you can pretty much reversal after if they're trying to follow up with like a jab or say something like that afterwards. So it was really exciting watching the tournament. And in the finals, in the final three, it was Damdai versus John Choi in winners, and then Afro Legend waiting losers. And I watched some of it, but it was really exciting. Damdai went up against John Choi, and I believe he picked T-Hawk, and ended up taking it. Then in losers, John Choi, who is actually, I think, from NorCal, he's a you know, fighting game legend. He's been in the scene for a while now, and he's an extremely talented ST player. And I think he's also played in like he played a lot in, I think, the Alpha Series and CVS2. He was you know, forced to be reckoned with in those games. He ended up going up against Afro Legend, who I've heard that is his, in fact, Afro Legend's game. That is his, like, you know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's all he does is play ST. So he ended up taking it from John Choi, unfortunately. And you know, I was kind of rooting for John Choi, even though I'm from SoCal, and I know there's somewhat of a rivalry. It would have been nice for, you know, a NorCal born guy, or, you know, a NorCal guy, to be able to take a tournament in his respective game. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Afro Legend went on to fight Damdai in grand finals, and Damdai just destroyed him. It was somewhat close at first. Like I think Afro Legend started using DJ at the first half of the match, and then he switched over to Balrog, and he was giving Damdai a lot of trouble. Damdai couldn't really figure him out at first. He was doing a lot of really good mix-ups with the headbutts and the dash punches and catching him with supers. But then Damdai quickly adjusted, ended up taking it. So it was first place Damdai, second place Afro Legend, and third place John Choi. Now moving on, that was really exciting. Moving on to the next tournament. And in fact, I totally forgot to mention, that's why in the background, if you'll notice, there's like all the respective games being played right now. Courtesy of myself, so, you know, don't judge on the ST play, because I really don't play that game. Moving on to Third Strike. Third Strike, I was really excited for, because it's one of my favorite games. I was hoping to see like Justin Wong and maybe wait, did Ricky Ortiz play? I can't remember. Gosh, I'm pretty sure Ricky Ortiz made it. But one of the players, which was a Dudley player, I think he was from, I want to say France or Italy, I'm not sure, but he was unfortunately didn't get to display his talents in the tournament, which I was kind of disappointed with, because I mean, it's exciting to see a Dudley in a top 8, where most of the characters that people are going to be using in a high, like in a extremely large tournament like Third Strike, and with a lot of money on the line, most people would be using Ken, Chun, and Yun. There was actually another player, Nika KO. He was using Yang, and his Yang was really impressive. It was really cool to watch him, you know, tear it up. he actually made it pretty far. I think he got 4th or 5th place. But the top three finishers, so it was MOV and MOV versus Momochi and winners finals, and I was really surprised. I know Momochi. I remember hearing about Momochi for the first time in actually Third Strike. I heard about him in Third Strike, and then obviously he showed up in Super Street Fighter 4, and he was still really good in that game. It's like, you know, because he has the talent to play it. But what I was really upset about was, it might seem kind of like a dick thing to say, but I was really surprised that Tokido actually made it in there, because I was really rooting for Mester, who's like, he's pretty much the originator, the inventor of, or pretty much the perfectionist of the Young Ganasian. He's the one that, you know, brought it to the West, showed everybody how you should be playing Yun, and you know, he was a pioneer. He was a pioneer of the Yun. And it, you know, brought about the American Young players, you know, like Pyro Lee, who unfortunately didn't make it into the did not make it into the grand finals of the Street Fighter 25th for Third Strike. But yeah, Tokido ended up taking it from Mester, which I unfortunately did not see. So if I'm wrong about that, you know, please correct me. But I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Tokido ended up taking it from Mester. Which, I mean, no offense to Tokido. I know he's a really good player. I would think that Mester, because considering that is his game, he would have been able to take it from Tokido. But I guess, you know, Tokido still has it in Third Strike. Maybe he still plays that game on the side. Who knows? But so in winners finals, it was in fact, like I said, MOV versus Momochi, and MOV just, ran a train on everybody. He took out Momochi, sent him to losers. Momochi played Tokido. Tokido actually took it from Momochi, and went on to fight, or you know, at least try to fight MOV in grand finals. And so MOV plays Chun. That's his main character. And in fact, in some interview, he stated that his Chun-Li should be banned from tournaments. And now he's not saying Chun-Li. A lot of people were like misconstrued by it, thinking that, oh, Chun-Li should be banned because she's too overpowered. He in fact corrected, saying, no, my Chun-Li should be banned from tournament because it's too good, it's too overpowered. And that's kind of a cocky thing to say, but I mean, he backs it up. He's like no joke. And the odd thing was, when he went to go fight Tokido in grand finals, Tokido plays Chun-Li as well. He originally used to play Urien, and then he switched over to Chun-Li for the cheap shit, because you know, that's what Tokido does. And he went to play MOV, and MOV switched over to Ken. And I know he plays Ken in Super Street Fighter 4, so I would think that he would know how to play Ken in Third Strike. And you know, I wouldn't say Ken has the advantage over Chun-Li. I wouldn't even in fact say like Ken has Ken is a good character, but as far as like Chun-Li, I think the best matchup for Chun-Li, like counter maybe, would probably be Chun Mirror. But MOV, I guess, just did not want to play that, and he ended up just switching to Ken, and he just destroyed Tokido. It was like he made Tokido look like he did not know how to play the game. It was insane. It was so crazy to watch this dude just make him look so helpless. And Tokido's not a helpless player. He knows what he's doing. Obviously, if he made it into top 3. And it was funny because there was moments where MOV would like do he was actually doing Kara uppercuts like nothing. I'm sure like there are a lot of people out there that can do Kara uppercuts with Ken. I can't personally. It's not the easiest thing to do, but I wouldn't say it's the hardest thing. Obviously, if you practice it like MOV, but he was just like, you know, whatever, Kara uppercut like mid screen. And there's moments where he would get a knockdown and he would taunt, and people would get so hyped for it. It was funny because there's still it's kind of surprises me that there's still a lot of people out there that don't know the taunt mechanics, the mechanics of taunts in Third Strike, and how in fact there are some taunts, like most characters have taunts that actually power them up or give them better defense, make their next combo do more damage. Like Ken, like for instance, if he taunts you, the next attack or the next combo does more damage. I think it's like, I'm not sure what the multiplier is, but I know it does more damage. Kuma, he gets a ridiculous damage boost when he taunts. Chun-Li, she has several taunts variations. One boost attack, one boost defense, one boost attack, defense, and speed. I think it's ridiculous. So yeah, it was funny like watching these people get so hyped over MOV taunt, like as if he was just like disrespecting Tokido. And Tokido, obviously he knows what's happening in the match. He's not upset about that. But it was just really cool. It was really funny. So yeah, and MOV of course took it. So it was MOV first, Tokido second, and Momochi third. And that was really exciting. I was still upset about the fact that, you know, Mester didn't make it as far as I would have hoped him to make it. And unfortunately, Justin Wong too. He in fact got destroyed by Mester. He got sent into losers by Mester, and I think lost. I think he lost to Momochi. I'm not sure, but that sucks if you ran into two Yuns in that tournament. But yeah, he pretty much ended up losing. That was one of the surprising things. I'll get into that. Obviously, you'll understand why. But so moving on to Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition version 2012. That's a mouthful. Now this is one of the most. This is like the tournament that I was like focusing on the most, besides Street Fighter Cross Tekken, because it's the two main games that everybody's been playing, and it was really exciting watching top 16 whittle down to top 8, and then, you know, obviously top 8 whittling down to top 3, and it was kind of sad though, because again, Justin Wong really just could not perform. It seemed like his Rufus just could not break that wall or that barrier that trying to get through. I know some, like, I think Dominion got knocked out pretty fast, which I think I was more upset about, because I think he's like the hardest working Super Street Fighter 4 American player right now. I think he's like the one that really wants it more than anybody. I mean, I know, you know, obviously Justin Wong wants to win. I know obviously Rick Ortiz, when he's like in a corner, if you see that guy play, he's just a monster. But I think of all the people that are playing that game right now, I don't think anybody wants to win more than Dominion. And it shows in his gameplay, because he plays a character that's obviously not, like, he doesn't have insanely good matchups for him. Even like even against like other charge characters, he's not like gonna destroy them. And he just, like, even bad matchups, Dominion just goes the extra mile to, like, you know, analyze them, pick them apart, and really you know, take games off of people that you wouldn't expect him to take games off of. And unfortunately, he did not make it as far as I would have hoped. So it whittled down to, I think the last remaining American player was it might have been Snake Eyes, and then he got knocked out, and then it was just Japanese players pretty much, and then a bunch of them got knocked out, and then the last remaining Japanese players were Daigo and Fudo. And in winners finals, it was Infiltration versus Daigo, which was, oh my god, the most exciting winners finals I have ever seen. Like, it was more hype than EVO. I was like obviously I was watching, I was a stream monster, but I was like at the edge of my seat watching this match, like heart pumping. I was like so excited. I was rooting for Daigo. I mean, even though, yes, of course, I would have really wanted an American player to win, but I obviously, outside of like American players, one of my favorite players to watch is Daigo, just because he's so amazing. You can't hate the guy, no matter how good he is, no matter how many tournaments he's won against American players. You can't hate the guy. Like, he's just an amazing player. He's had his amazing reads, his Umi Shoryus and stuff like that. He's just, it's so insane watching him play, because he does some of the craziest stuff. And in this tournament, it was no different. He just surprised everybody this tournament. And so in winners finals, it was him versus Infiltration, and this was of course, if you watched EVO, it was a run back from EVO last June or July. I can't believe I can't remember, but yeah, he Infiltration just, he, you know, went to town on Daigo. He made him look like he didn't know how to play the game. He was just like, okay, look, this is Akuma. This is how you play Akuma. This is how you make people look like chumps. And Daigo was like, oh, okay, cool. I will come back and try to beat you. And there were just so many insane things when he was playing Infiltration in the winners finals. like one instance, God, because one of the things he was mentioning how he adjusted his gameplay was throwing fireball, and the technique he developed was in fact to throw the fireball softer or to make less sound so that it was harder for people to react to it, and that was one of the techniques he developed. And I mean, other than that, he was just like trying to focus on breaking focus attacks because of course infiltration. That was one of the main things, the main techniques or main strategies he was using against Daigo and Evo, was, you know, going through focus attack fireballs and, you know, punishing Daigo for it, because Akuma has one of the fastest walk speeds and like one of the fastest dashes, so he was able to punish Daigo a lot on his recovery just from fireballs. And so what happens is, I think one of the main things in the match, there was a moment where Daigo, I forgot what moment it was. It was like he was like down in life, and he just infiltration was in a corner. He had infiltration in a corner, and infiltration had the life lead, and Daigo just walks up, like he walked like literally like, I would say like almost half screen up to freaking infiltration. Infiltration did not touch a button. He just didn't know what to do, and he just he got infiltration and ended up taking the round. It was insane. Like everybody just was out of their seats like cheering because it was the craziest thing you'd ever seen. There was like some other instance where there was another moment where Daigo was literally had no health, like no health at all. And infiltration had, I would say, a little over 60% health. I want to say, I think maybe a little less, but I'm gonna go with 60% health. And Daigo just dashed like across the screen like 5 million times. It was just the most insane thing I've ever seen. Just dashes across the screen and just takes that round from him. Like, it was some of the most craziest stuff happened in winners finals. And Daigo ended up taking it. He won against infiltration. He got the run back. I think it was 3-1 or 3-2. I'm not sure. So then infiltration got sent into losers finals against Fudo, and I mean, he seemed like he didn't even seem really upset. It seemed like he was just like really like pensive, really thinking about the match when you were watching him like on screen. And then he just goes into the match against Fudo, plays it like how he would normally play it, just destroys Fudo, comes back into grand finals, and it was the craziest upset. I think this is like the biggest upset out of the entire tournament. He comes back and just sweeps Daigo 6-0. It was insane. I don't know what infiltration did. I don't know what adjustments he made, what he was thinking in his mind, but he came back and 6-0 Daigo. Like, that's not something a lot of players can say that they did. And infiltration did it. And that was like, it was blowing my mind the whole time. Even now, talking about it, like saying Daigo got 6-0'd in grand finals, like, that is insane. That is really, really insane. One of the biggest moments in fighting game history happened, and I was able to witness it, which was really exciting. I was obviously really, really upset. I was really crushed that Daigo unfortunately did not win. But it was still one of the most exciting Street Fighter matches I've ever seen in my life. And unfortunately, moving on to Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which a lot of people are not too fond of. I thought it was pretty cool. Street Fighter Cross Tekken. One of the things that surprised me the most in Street Fighter Cross Tekken was a player named Seth Lolololololol, who had the most unorthodox team. Well, half unorthodox. He had a La Kuma team, which was really, really impressive team. He ended up actually making it into top 3. So, what were the players? I think there was not a lot of players I remember that really excited me. I know. What is it? Gamer B was in the tournament. Justin Wong, of course, he ended up losing pretty badly too, which was sad. He was supposedly he had a new team, which was Cody Rufus, and he couldn't make it that far. And Momochi actually had the same team. Well, his was Rufus Cody and Momochi's was Cody Rufus. He actually made it farther than Daigo. And but to close it all out, Seth Law took out a lot of players. He took out, I think he was the one that took out the entire EG team. He took out first he took out Justin Wong, then he took out Ricky Ortiz, and then he took out Momochi to make it into top 3. And so the top 3, it was Tokido versus Infiltration in winners finals, and Sethalola waiting in losers. And Infiltration already coming off a hot win streak. He won, I think it was grand prizes for each tournament. For Super Street Fighter 4, it was I believe it was $25,000. So this guy is already, like, you know, on cloud 9 right now. He just won $25,000 for Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. That's one of the biggest pots for any fighting game tournament. And so he's obviously, you know, I'm sure if he were to lose in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, he wouldn't be too upset. So I'm guessing, like, maybe in his head, he's not like stressing too much about this tournament. He's just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go with what I know, play it through, blah blah blah. And Infiltration has one of the craziest games. Like he's like a switch the entire game, because he turns it on and off all the time. He goes from lame game to straight up like rush in your face, constantly switching in and out. And I think Infiltration is one of the players that understands Street Fighter Cross Tekken really well, more than any other players. I think the only player that I see like that plays similar to Infiltration's style is Tatsu, who is an American player. He's a SoCal, and unfortunately he, you know, I think he made it up to like top 4, top 5, and he got knocked down, which was unfortunate because he's an exciting player to watch, and I that would have been cool for him to see him go further on in the tournament. So Infiltration, his characters are Relento Ryu, which I think Relento is one of the cheapest characters in this game still, and not enough people are playing him, which I don't understand why. Like him and Raven, which I'm surprised, like I don't see any Raven players. No top players are playing Raven, which I don't get. Like, he's not a bad character. He's not. He's really, really good, and I don't understand why not enough people are playing him. So he was going up against Tokido, and Tokido was even saying he's gonna win that car. He was saying like a lot. He wants that car. He wants to win that. That was the game he was like trying extremely hard to win, was Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and he he was showing why he wanted. I mean, he was showing everyone how badly he wanted to win by picking some of the cheapest shit, which was Dalsum Cody. And God, that team is, I just fucking hate Dalsum. I hate Dalsum so much. I think he's one of the cheapest characters out there. And you know, you can argue with me about that, but I'm still gonna say he's still one of the cheapest characters. Obviously I'm not gonna deny he requires skill to play. He's not some character that anybody can pick up. And you know, obviously Tokido was in the lab working hard to make him part of his team. And so he goes up against Infiltration in winners finals, and it was really close. It was a really close winners finals, and it was really exciting. It was him versus Infiltration. Infiltration at first was using Jack X and Relento. Wait, was it Jack X and Relento? Shit. Yes, it was Jack X and Relento. Okay. So he picked Jack X and Relento, and unfortunately, like in winners finals, he lost two matches in a row, and switched over to Relento Ryu, and came back and made it 2-2 tied up. And well, during winners finals and even grand finals, there was a lot of weird shit going on, a lot of like drop combos, a lot of like mistimed tag-ins, a lot of like accidental tag-ins, which is something that I'm really happy that's not the only thing that happens to me, because there's times where I'll try to like input a command and like expect it to come out and tag cancel, and unfortunately I think the command gets overwritten by the tag, and sometimes that happens where I'll try to like show you can tag cancel, and instead I'll just tag on accident, or I'll just tag because the tag will somehow like overwrite the command, and you get like a raw tag in and get punished for it, which it was happening a lot of times in the matches. And then there was a lot of times where Tokido or could have had a round, and he would like tag cancel into his, like he would like do maybe like a boost chain into Dalsum, and could have taken it, and unfortunately, like the juggle, he just wouldn't be able to time the juggle right. And I don't know. That's something that I understand that I think that happens because of the boost, the different animations of the boost chains. Like sometimes you'll get the zoom in camera, or sometimes you won't get the zoom in camera, and it messes up the timing, and I think it messes up the juggling as well, which is why I'm really happy with the fact that they're taking out the zoom. And so what happens is, it was a zany winners finals. Tokido ended up taking it from him. Infiltration was using Jack X and Relento at first. Then he comes back with Ryu Relento, takes it, makes it 2-2 tied up. Tokido takes it, and then he gets sent into losers against Sethel. And I was like, I think I was like making food at the time or something like that. But as I was like looking back or whatever, I think just Infiltration just destroyed Sethel, which was unfortunate because he was the last remaining American player. And you know, this it just goes to show that America still needs to step their shit up, because we are still getting destroyed by foreign players. As much as we like to think that, you know, we have our Justin Wongs and we have our Diamanians and stuff, it's still not enough to take out like even the most common Japanese player out there. And it's something that America needs to really like improve on. Obviously Marvel is still our game, but I mean, if we want to like show our skill, our metal in Street Fighter, we really got to work hard. And yeah, so in losers finals, obviously Infiltration takes out Sethel, no problem, comes back in the grand finals, and I think 3-1s Tokido, resets the bracket, and then 3-1s him again. And he did it all with Jack X and Relento, which was strange because, I mean, in the beginning, he Infiltration was, it seemed like he just didn't know what to do, even though he was using Jack X. And I've heard from, I think it was what's his name, Gamerby was actually mentioning how he thinks that Jack X is a good counter to Dalsum. And it seemed like even during that match, it was mostly Relento doing like all the work. Relento was really the one that was working hard and getting shit done. So yeah, Infiltration ended up taking it. It was Infiltration first, Tokido second, and Sethel third. So other than that, that was pretty much the entire tournament. That was really exciting. Other than that, there was a few announcements, and I'm gonna go over that right now. And the first announcement, which, I mean, if you're a Mega Man fan, you'll be happy to hear about this. I mean, obviously, if you are a Mega Man fan, you probably already heard about this. But it's the game that they announced for the upcoming Mega Man 25th anniversary tournament, which I think is December 17th, and it's Street Fighter Cross Mega Man. And it's originally started off as a fan-made game. It was like some dude making it on like, I don't know what programs. I don't know how to program. I'm not a programmer, but he was making a game, and Capcom actually got behind the project and helped support this guy. And he's like some dude from Singapore, and now it's being made into a game. It's Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, which is Mega Man going up against all the like a bunch of Street Fighter characters as boss characters, which is really cool. I'm not the biggest Mega Man fan. I love Mega Man, but I'm not gonna like, I didn't jump for joy when I heard about it like you know, like some people like James Chen, who's like, I guess, a huge Mega Man fan. I mean, I'll probably get the game because it's free, but I mean, I'm not like, fuck yeah, Mega Man, yeah, like, cool, Mega Man. I like to see like what they do for the anniversary, if they release like a collection or something like that, or a new Mega Man game. That's something I'd probably be more excited for, because I don't know, those 8-bit classic games, one, they're fucking hard, and I don't know, I'd like to see something new. And obviously the one of the biggest announcements, which I was mostly excited for, was the Street Fighter Cross Tekken version 2013 trailer that came out, that they showed there. And most of the things that was in the trailer was already things that I had covered already. That if you were to watch my video on the Street Fighter 2013 version update and breakdown video, you'll watch that. It's pretty much the same things, but there's one thing that's been clarified, and there's also another thing that happened. Unfortunately, the release date for this patch was supposed to be January 19th, and unfortunately, sad face, it was pushed back to January 29th, which I'm really upset about, man. I want to play the new version already, because I'm like as much as I do like this game, I'm kind of getting tired of the shenanigans that's been going on. So yeah, that's one of the things that they announced, and the thing that was clarified for me at least was like they announced one of the patch notes was Tekken characters now have jump-ins, which I didn't understand because you know Japanese people have different terminology for different things as instead of us. Obviously for focus attacks, I think it's called like saving attack or something like that, and I guess jump-ins for them means anti-airs. And that was the things that it was that was shown off in the trailer, was the fact that a lot of the Tekken cast actually have proper anti-airs now that are able to, like, you know, because that was one of the things that was one of the problems I guess the Tekken characters had, is that they were easily jumped in on, that they were easily able to get opened up and zoned out as well, because I mean obviously if you're a Street Fighter character, most of the Street Fighter cast has really good anti-airs, and that was one of the main problems for Tekken characters. So that's one of the things that was improved, which I think is really cool, because the character that they showed off that had a better anti-air is Yoshimitsu, and that's one of the characters I really want to start using. I think he's such a cool character. He's always been like my favorite Tekken character in the games and the Tekken series, and yeah, I'm really excited to bring it. So that's all I have for you guys. That's like all of like the Street Fighter 25th anniversary, the announcements that happened over the weekend, and yeah. If you like this, you know, please leave a like and comment and subscribe, would really help me out, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.
You lose.